What's up, you guys? It's Terry and welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. Today I wanted to do a different direction for this kind of video. It's just a sit down kind of chit chat video, so let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing I like to do is prime. I use two different primers. So the first one I use is this hard candy primer. It's literally so small, but you only need a little bit. I use this more in just my T-zone area, only because I'm super oily in that area. So we're just gonna go ahead and apply some. I just take a little bit on my finger, probably about that much, and okay, so now that that one's on, I like to go back into this like under eye area right in here, and I use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. So usually right after I do my primer, I do my eyebrows, but unfortunately after I came back from vacation and before lockdown happened, I went through all of my makeup and got rid of everything that was expired. So I kind of had to come up with something. I remember a while ago Tati did something like this, so I was like, maybe I'll try it. It works, you know, it works. And it actually worked out pretty well. So this is my Morphe Day Slayer palette. I use the shade Sweet. As you could see, it's pretty messed up already. And I use that to just go into my eyebrows. So I'm going to show you how I do that. I use two different brushes. So this is just a usual eyebrow brush. And I also use the spoolie on this. So I don't know if you could see, but so far all I did is just draw the bottom line and kind of just take the leftover and just brush up into my eyebrow here. This is what it looks like, just my natural shape, not adding anything. So after I do my eyes, if I know I'm gonna do like an eye look, I usually like to go into that. So I always do this weird thing, and please do not judge me for this. I grab tape and I like tape where I want it to start and where I want it to end, and kind of just try to get it even on both sides. And I'm telling you, I always get the best eyeliner looks this way and the most compliments. Like, it's crazy. So I'm going to tape that up. And as I'm taping this up, I want to talk about a show I started purely for the fact of this guy. They call him No Neck Ed online, and I'm obsessed with him. He had the audacity to tell this woman that he met online that her legs were hairy. Meanwhile, he literally looks like this, and I was like, I have to see this series. So I went on Hulu. I am so obsessed now, it's not even funny. If you haven't watched it, it's called 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days, and his season is season 4, in case you're wondering, because this show is probably one of the craziest shows I've ever seen. Okay, so I was having a little bit of like an issue of like what kind of makeup I wanted to do today, because I'm not going anywhere, and I was like, what's the easiest to take off? So I have this, it's a glimmer shadow in the shade Ice Latte. I kept it for the sole purpose of the name because I love iced lattes, so I really just wanted to do like a simple shimmery look. But I also am obsessed with this palette, and we're gonna use it. So we're gonna open this up. And I was thinking maybe the shade here, Diet Cola, would look good into Iced Latte. So we're gonna try and get that worked out. Let me do one eye off camera, and then I'll come back and we'll do the other eye. Okay. I probably should have like put a prime like matte shade down before I did it. I wasn't really thinking. So this is the final product on this eye. It's not horrible. It's not the worst I've done. I did just Diet Cola and the iced latte. Not like really feeling it, to be honest. So I'm gonna take a fluffy brush here. This is the BH Cosmetics Rose Gold Collection, the number 7 brush. I just dip it into my pills. I have to say though, really quick, and I feel like, please don't hate me for this, I love Jeffree Star, but there's so much fallout from the pans in some of these colors that's a little bit difficult to like put on unless you tap the brush out. Please do it or it's going to be all over your face. And this is like one of the prime reasons why I do my eyeshadow now before I do my foundation. And I feel like I should probably use a little bit less of this Diet Cola. I didn't realize like how shimmery it was. I mean, I played around with it a little bit, but like nothing like my full eye is covered in it. But here we go. So again, I just tap it out just so I have enough to stay on the brush. I don't really like to like layer it up on the first, you know, go. I always like to build up as I'm going. Okay, it's a little bit difficult to get Diet Cola over my pills for some reason, whereas this eye I kind of just, and it went on. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a second layer of Diet Cola. All right, again, didn't really go on as well as I thought. We're just gonna move on to the Diet Ice shades. For this shade, the Ice Latte, I find it really hard to pick it up on an actual brush for some reason. I've had that issue since I've gotten it. It's not like it's aged or anything over time, but if you pick it up on the finger, it comes out really, really nicely, honestly. And it feels really smooth. So then I'm just gonna do this in the outer corner. Honestly, I'm so obsessed with this shade. I can't get enough of it. And before I do my eyeliner, I want to talk about the best invention I've probably bought in a long time. This is a hair dryer. Listen to it. It's so loud though. It's very loud, but it works so freaking well. My stepmom had one and I used it when we went away and I had to get myself one. It's like $50, I think, at Target. And it cuts your like blow drying time in half. It's crazy. And my hair was like fucking so dry. It was I was so obsessed. Okay, so I definitely recommend if you're doing a shimmer shade and you're trying to use black eyeshadow as eyeliner, definitely pick up more of it than less, because I learned from that. So we're gonna take it off. Pray to God it looks good. Let's see. That hurts so bad every time. Definitely not as sharp as I usually like my winged eyeliner, but we're just gonna keep on trekking through. So next we are going to do foundation. Of course I use NARS. It is a little expensive. I only buy it when I'm like really out. Like I know this only lasts, oh, it lasts a while. It lasts 24 months, so that's good. However, I don't use it enough. Like this one is definitely older than 24 months. I do just keep it because it's a lot of money. I've also heard good things about the Maybelline Fit Me, which is supposedly like a drugstore dupe for the NARS. However, I have tried it and it's like a CC cream and it's so oily on my already oily skin that I don't need that negativity in my life. So I'm gonna wet a beauty blender. I don't soak it in water because every time I do that, it kind of like, it just like doesn't work out for me for some reason. I don't know. So this is just a regular like $5 Target beauty blender because I am not spending money on one of those like $15 ones from Sephora. And then on the back of my hand here, I usually do like 3 to 4 pumps, and that usually lasts like almost my whole face. If you don't watch Schitt's Creek, I don't want to talk to you. It's probably one of the funniest and like heartwarming shows I've seen in like forever. And I finally watched the series finale the other night and I swear to God I cried. Such a good show. I'm so sad it's over. I have like 3 mirrors set up and I usually don't do it this way, but it kind of helps. And I have to say I'm obsessed with this color because even when it oxidizes, it stays the shade of my skin. It's so crazy to me. I've seen a lot of videos on TikTok of like Sephora employees and Ulta employees talking about like what your makeup brand says about you. I do want to say, not only to them but to other people, like what you're using doesn't define like how you could do your makeup. I only started doing my makeup like 5 years ago, like to the point where I was like foundation, you know, eyeliner, brows, like the whole works. Like I usually just did mascara and eyeliner. So when I first started, I was introduced to Makeup Forever and Tarte. So I actually do love the brand Tarte for their eyeshadow. I'm very big into their mascara as well, and I love their lipsticks and lip glosses. However, their foundation, I don't know if it's the product itself or the ingredients or the shade, it just never worked for my skin. I have such oily combo skin, and the shade always oxidized into this like ugly orange, no matter how pale, you know, it went. I don't know if I was just shade matched wrong and I bought, you know, whatever she told me because it looked good in the store, or because it just wasn't working. Use like whatever makes you feel comfortable, and you don't have to buy the expensive makeup either. They want like $22 for a freaking eyelash curler. I was like, the next thing I do is I go in with my concealer. This is the Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Light 125. Again, it is from NARS. Let's add some concealer. So the next thing I like to do, wow, I'm like looking at myself and I'm like, wow, you really need concealer. The next thing I like to do is take this brush. This is a Pro Contour brush, the Sephora collection, number 79. I'm pretty sure it's used for like highlighting or contouring. I don't know. Again, I kind of just use brushes for like whatever makes me feel comfortable. I'm going in with setting powder. This is the Hydra Mist Set and Refresh powder. How many of you are at home and like have the worst sleep schedule now? Because I used to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning every day for work, and I worked 6 to 2, which I don't mind, honestly. Like, it sounds horrible, but I really got used to those hours. So I would go to bed at like 8:30, 9:30, almost 10, you know, in that range. Now I'm going to bed at like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm sleeping till noon, and it kind of sucks because like hopefully after quarantine is lifted, I'll be able to go back to like my normal hours and whatnot. But my big fear is like, how am I ever going to get back to those normal sleep schedule hours? Because I now depend on like 2 cups of coffee a day, like 5 bottles of water. It's just very crazy right now. My life's a little hectic. We are going to contour. I'm going to say this right now. I've been working so hard to try to figure out how to do this, because every time I go to Sephora, they do it for me, and then I buy the product that they do it with and the brush that it comes with, because I've bought like 3 different foundation, you know, different contour brushes. You know, every time I go, they tell me what to use. It never works out. I don't know why. I don't know if I'm doing it wrong, if I'm just not paying attention when they're doing it. Anyways, I'm still trying to figure this out. However, I have thrown everything away since quarantine happened, like I said before. So I'm stuck with like eyeshadows is like all I have, and I have foundation. So what I did, because I'm so pale, I could use Tannicon in the contour section of my face, because it is pale enough to warm up my face, but it doesn't, I don't know, like it doesn't work as well as I thought it would, but it kind of does for like what it needs to be done for. So we're just gonna, you know, go into the Conspiracy palette again and do so. So I go like, and then I kind of just start like going like this, like where I want it. So I feel like Tati did this, where she like places it and then goes back in and blends it. So that's what I kind of started to do, just so you could get like a feel of like where everything's gonna go. And I know they say to like follow your cheekbone, however, I don't really have one. So I kind of just go and I follow that line. I really hope I'm doing that right. I've seen a lot of other people online like go and like do crazy things. Like they have like things they use now. I don't even know. Products, you know, that they place like on your ear so you get like the right contour line. But I still feel like I could fuck that up. And then I contour my forehead. I couldn't even think of the word. My forehead. And I kind of just place it here. Because like that's what they do on the instructions. When I watch things, that they always do their forehead for some reason. And then I kind of just start swirling. Like I don't pick up any more new products once I place. I just swirl in what I have. So I just go like this. Does it come out perfect? No. However, I really don't know what I'm doing. Like if you know how to do it, please like let me know because I hate the way that looks. However, I do wear glasses in real life, like when I'm not filming because I can't see that far or that well. And I just don't wear it on here, obviously. But these lines like low-key just bother me. So this is like all I do. I go back and forth until like I feel like it's blended enough and I'm like, I could look in the mirror and I'm like, all right, it's not horrible. Sometimes I like to add just a little bit more. I feel like I always, you know, just want it to look somewhat good. To the point where like I don't look like my pale self because I'm very pale. I hate that, as we all know. And I just want it to look nice. And then I've been trying my hardest to do this, is contour my nose. So where is it? It's right here. I take the smallest possible brush I could find. It's like rounded on the top and I contour like the edges of my nose, like right in here, because that's what they do in the tutorials. And we're gonna see if I could do it. The only problem with this is, and I've had this problem for so long and I don't know how to fix it, when I do anything on my nose, like priming, moisturizing, anything, it always seems to like break off. Regardless of what product I've used, it always happens. Like nothing stays on my nose ever, like no matter what I do. Yeah, I clean my skin, I moisturize, prime, like when I'm really doing it and I'm going out, I try my hardest to get it to stay. However, nothing wants to stay on my nose and I'll never understand it. Okay, so I know I look ridiculous because I don't know what I'm doing properly. Then I go in with the same brush and I just smooth it out with like little circles. I look like someone punched me in the face. I'm glad I'm not going anywhere today. I really don't know how to contour my nose, but I don't like my nose enough to not contour it. But I just don't know how to do it. And then I go back in because this is what Topti said. Like I go by these YouTubers and they just blot on extra like foundation from your beauty blender, which is like strictly why I even use one. I'm just supposed to make it look better. I mean, it's not horrible. Maybe I'll just get a nose job. I don't even know. What we are going to do now is probably one of my favorite things, and it is mascara. So I love playing around with different mascaras, but I feel like I found two that really work well for me that are from Sephora. There is one that is drugstore. I totally forgot the name of it. I think it's from Maybelline. I really don't remember the name, but it worked so well by itself. So what I go in with is Big Ego by Tarte's, and this one is Bang by Benefit. So I really do like Benefit. I used to use their eyebrow stuff until I switched over to Anastasia. And I also take a older like wand, a mascara wand. I usually clean it like once a week. Obviously I haven't cleaned it in a while. And what I do is I lay on mascara, I brush it out, and then lay it on again. I feel like for my type of eyelashes and not having a curler, it makes it look better that way. The Tarte, and then I go in and just break it up a little bit, you know. I just go back and forth like this, and I kind of roll it slightly just so everything's like moving around. Like, I don't like them to stick together. I'm just gonna take this. This is what this small little one looks like. I did not buy this. My boss gave it to me because it's her favorite mascara, and I tried it and I was like, wow, she knows what is up. For some reason, just doing that and then brushing it out makes it look fuller in my mind. If it doesn't for you, I am so sorry, but it just works so well. Sometimes I do get clumps and I can't get them out. For the bottom, I just use the Big Ego. Like, I don't really pay attention to my bottom lashes too much. And the last thing I do is lips. And I feel like that's the hardest because I try to like make a cohesive look where like my eyes match my, you know, lips, or, you know, whatever I'm going for that day. So I'm just going to take a second, try to figure out what color I want to do, and I'll be right back. So I decided on this shade that I got from Forever 21, and I'm going to be honest, this is so old, but I cannot find a shade that matches this color, and for the life of me, it still works. So I'm just going to keep it until it's done, and then I'll just mourn the loss then. So I don't know what attracts me to this color. Like, I always go to this color probably more than I go to anything else. It's just this like really nice shade. I don't even know the name. I'm so bad at this. Oh, it's called Chestnut. I just found that out. If I could find something like this, or you guys know something like this color, please let me know. But whatever. So what I first like to do, and I know I look so crazy right now, I like to go in and outline with the actual brush itself, like that comes with it. I used to try to use, I should say, like a lip brush, but it never worked right for me. I don't know if I was using it wrong. I'm probably using it wrong, but this just like is more comfortable for me to do. I also really like to do this, just so you know, like what kind of lip you got going on. Like, I know a lot of people like to overline their lip. Me, I kind of just go with what I was given and then I fill in. Okay, so Chestnut is on. Again, this is from Forever 21, the longest time ago. Last and final part, which is my absolute favorite because I do not highlight because my skin does that for me. I love setting spray. I have the worst combination skin, as I've said, and it is so hard to find something that works really well because I will put it on at 4 o'clock in the morning and I don't take it off till almost 9 o'clock at night. So what I have found, which works the best for my skin, the best setting spray around, Urban Decay All Nighter. I tried this as a trial from someone from Sephora who was like, oh, just try it, honey, like it'll work. So I, you know, bought the smallest bottle, and then I was like, I'm hooked. And I used so much of this. I think you're only supposed to use like 4 times. Like, you just spray it 4 times. Me, I'm just like all over my face like 100 times. Oh my God, like, just do that one time. Like, I promise you, you'll feel better. So this is the final look. I had so much fun doing this video, and I hope you guys did too. I'll see you in my next one. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.